There's a $2 salt and ammonia cooling hack that means you can finally stop buying ice. It honestly kills me that every time the temperature climbs above 80 degrees, I see half the neighborhood sprinting to the gas station to buy frozen water in a plastic bag like it's some kind of rare lunar mineral. You are literally paying a 300% markup for a phase change that happens naturally in the universe. The people who sell you those oversized, inefficient freezers and those overpriced bags of cubes have convinced you that cooling is a luxury provided by a power cord. The corporate lie is that you are helpless without a humming compressor and a steady stream of expensive electricity. The struggling person's reality is that your utility bill is eating your grocery budget, and yet you're still subsidizing the ice industry because you don't know basic thermodynamics. It's annoying, frankly, that I have to explain this, but since the system wants you broke and overheated, I'm going to show you the forbidden chemistry they've tucked away in textbooks you were never supposed to read again. Today, I am going to expose the cold, hard truth about how the cooling industry drains your bank account and show you exactly how to bypass the electric grid using 3 specific chemical shortcuts that cost less than a cup of coffee. We are going to look at the macro manipulation of the appliance industry, the hidden ice tax in your daily life, and finally, the actual formula for the $2 salt and ammonia reaction that can drop water temperatures 40 degrees in seconds without a single watt of corporate power. By the time we're done, you'll see that your freezer isn't a necessity, it's a tether. The appliance industry has shifted entirely toward planned obsolescence and smart connectivity. They want your refrigerator to be a complex computer that fails the moment a tiny circuit board fries, forcing a $2,000 replacement. The reason behind this is simple. A simple, robust cooling system doesn't generate recurring revenue. They need you dependent on a specialized supply chain of parts and technicians. For you, this means that when your fridge dies in the middle of a July heat wave, you aren't just losing your leftovers, you're losing your autonomy. You're forced into an emergency purchase while your food rots. So what does the smart appliance trend actually mean for you? It means if you were trying to keep your family's insulin or food supply safe, the system just made it 5 times more expensive and 10 times more fragile. But here is how we bypass that. We use an endothermic reaction. This isn't magic, it's energy absorption. When you mix specific ratios of ammonium nitrate, which you can find in cheap over-the-counter cold packs or certain fertilizers, with water and common salt, the chemical bonds breaking actually suck the heat out of the surrounding environment. It's an instant cold bomb. If you want fact-checked analysis like this that strips away the corporate panic and gives you back your basic survival skills, take 2 seconds to hit subscribe. Now consider the ice bag monopoly. Have you noticed how the price of a bag of ice has doubled in 3 years? Big Ice relies on massive energy-intensive centralized plants and a fleet of refrigerated trucks. As diesel and electricity prices spike, they pass every cent of that on to you, the person just trying to keep a cooler cold for a weekend. The reason is that they have localized control over the supply. They know that when it's hot, you'll pay whatever they ask. The micro impact is a hidden tax on your summer survival. You're spending $50 a month just to keep things from spoiling because you think cold has to be manufactured in a factory. So what does the rising cost of a bag of frozen water actually mean for you? It means the system has turned a basic physical state of matter into a subscription you can't afford. But here is the bypass. By using the ammonia salt water method in a double container system, you can create a chemical sleeve. You place your room temperature beverage or medicine bottle inside a smaller container, which is then submerged in the reacting chemicals. Within minutes, you have a frosted bottle for pennies. No gas station run required. No grid needed. Let's look at the energy efficiency scam. The industry pushes Energy Star ratings that barely save you $10 a year, while the upfront cost of the machine is $500 higher. They are selling you a solution to a problem they created by making our homes entirely dependent on the centralized grid. They want to keep you locked into the financial system. You need a high credit score to buy the efficient machine and a steady job to pay the utility bill. The micro impact is that you are one power outage away from a total loss. So what does the energy efficiency lie actually mean for you? It means if you are trying to lower your cost of living, the industry just sold you a more expensive cage. But here is how we bypass that. We stop relying on the compressor. The salt and ammonia hack is just one part of a larger thermal bypass strategy. You can use the same principle to create a swamp cooler or a chemical heat sink for your immediate space. It's about understanding that cooling is just moving heat from point A to point B. If you're tired of being treated like a battery that corporations drain for profit, you need to start looking at the world through the lens of chemistry, not consumerism. Every time you buy a convenience item, you're trading your independence for a few minutes of saved time. But in an economy like this, that time isn't saving you money, it's keeping you broke. If you want more ways to cut the corporate cord and master the physics of your own home, hit that subscribe button. I want you to take a breath and realize that you aren't helpless. Self-reliance isn't about some distant, scary future. It beats the system right now, today, in your kitchen. It's about knowing that you have the forbidden tools to stay comfortable when the rest of the block is panicking because the power is out and the ice is melting. In the coming months, keep your eyes on the news for 3 specific triggers. First, watch for energy surcharges being added to grocery receipts or delivery fees. That's the sign that the centralized cooling chain is fracturing. Second, look for reports on ammonium regulation. The system hates it when the public has access to high-energy chemicals. Third, watch for extreme heat emergency lockdowns, where the government tries to tell you how to manage your own thermostat. These are signals that the gatekeepers are trying to tighten their grip on your daily comfort. The headlines want you to panic and run to the store to spend more, but the data tells us to prepare and look inward. You don't need a $1,000 freezer to stay cool. You need $2 worth of supplies and the guts to do it yourself. I will be tracking these industry pivots and chemical bypasses for you, so make sure you are subscribed. The system is expensive, but the truth is still cheap. I'll see you in the next one.